G'day, g'day. You're back, and so am I. And today's plant we're doing is a native yam. So there's a lot of types of different yams in Australia. And I've got to remember to breathe as I talk because I'm a bit too fast sometimes. So this one here, based on our little book here, I'm going to have to zoom out too. Based on our little book, I'm reckoning it's probably this one here with these long tapered leaves. So what we got there, D. transversa. So that is Dioscorea transversa. And I would say that because it's got these longer tapering heart shape, and that's probably the one right there. Now, a characteristic trait of yams all around the world is these heart-shaped leaves. And from this angle, it doesn't look very heart-shaped, but I'll get a little closer and just turn that for you. See? Sort of like a loose heart there, right? If I can find others. But anyway, so this particular variety here, again, it's got these little pods, these little dudes. Whoop. Oh, you can see them on the plant anyway. So it's got all these little pods all over it, these little brown ones. And the time for harvesting this is when the whole thing goes kind of brown. When the whole vine goes brown, that's when it's time to harvest. And that'll usually be in the winter and the autumn months. Now with this particular variety, and it's not exactly the same variety as the Dioscorea transversa, but it is at least a yam. Now these leaves are actually edible. I found this one out a little while ago. I like to do that for the camera these days because people like to say, oh, it's not edible, but I do the universal edibility test on it. I'd say it'd probably come up better if you steam it. But one or two, pretty good. Now, in the Northern Territory and also in far northeast Queensland, there are varieties of native yam that are actually used as female contraceptive. And the native hibiscus is a male contraceptive. So there's a little bit of birth control knowledge from the indigenous. Now, of course, the yam is known for having an edible taproot. And of course, some yams, like the cheeky yam, do have alkaloids and various other nasties in them that you would have to scrape them, sort of like with a cheese grater, or you get like a snail shell, and you crack it, and you can watch Ray Mears with a video on that. Nice and sweet, that leaf at the end there. A little bit bitter at the start, but then a little bit sweeter at the end there. Quite nice. Now, you can eat the young stems as well. These little trailing bits that come off here, you can nick off when it just kind of plucks off like that. That little tip, you can also eat that as well. Yum, 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 yum. But it's the root that you're mainly after, okay? So you've got to really find the root, and you've got to find where it trails off to, and it's probably in there somewhere, you know, down here. But there you go, that's native yam, or a variety of native yam. And as I said, with the cheeky yam, you do have to actually leach it in a dilly bag after grating it and mashing it and all this, and you leave it in the dilly bag, or you can, in a running stream. For, you know, a good couple of days is usually your best option. And then you can roast that on the coals and then eat it. So there you go, native yam.